Okay, guys, I'm over here. I'm learning XNET. It's kind of interesting actually. So yeah, I'm going to show you what to do. Hey guys, welcome back. This is Jax on the channel, the Jaxster, and I'm a flying guy. Now we already talked about that. Today this is StoneBlock 3, and this is episode number 34, and we're going to work on these, Cosmic Meatballs. I think that's what they're called, right? Cosmic Meatballs. And we're going to make them in the, instead of manually making them in Extreme Crafting Bench, which we could do, and I have done. I've already made a stack of them or so. But this is the best way to do it. And we're going to make some other things, so why not learn how to do it this way? So this is where XNET comes in. And I've already started with it a little bit. And basically what you need is a controller, some network cables, and some connectors. I got the advanced ones. Not sure what the difference is between advanced or others, but with my little bit of playing around with it. One thing that you do need to know is that if you don't know this, you may already know this, but your network cables and your connectors need to be the same color. So like this is a network cable here, it's blue. These are blue, even though they kind of look green or like a turquoise or something. And then you have, when you clicked on these connectors, another thing that you need to know is, so we go up here and I'm going to connect on this, or right click on this connector here. And if we click on down, it enables it. Why is it not enabling it now? I'll just do this okay, it removed all of them, all the connections. We need to warn, if we look at, we're looking south, so we need this one enabled. I don't know if we do it right there, south, or if we have to break it. But whichever one direction you want it to connect to is usually what you toggle this onto. Let's see if that works. No. Do we get to do enter? No. So like I said, I'm learning this, and it was working just a minute ago. So maybe let's break it. I don't know if you mess it up like that or if it's a glitch or whatever, but when I place like a connector here, you can see how it connected to the back of the mechanical crafter and it connected to the power. Well, I don't want it connecting to the power, and that's down. So if we right click on it and click on down, it removes it. So that's kind of the thing I was wanting to show you. The other thing is I had these all named. You can go in and name them. I'm doing it for my easy sake of just knowing which one's which. So if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, that's the fourth one. So if we look for a recipe, and we're coming from this side, so 1, 2, 3, 4, that's the tropical fish. And if we back out, we go back in, we can see it's tropical fish. And then that one's salmon, and this one's pufferfish. And you can kind of see how I've done that, okay? So when you go into here, the controller, this is another weird thing, it has to have power. Like I told it to pull power in from here to start out with. Well, that wouldn't work until it actually gets power over here. So, and I'm not sure that it's still getting power from this, but it should be. But if not, we can bring a energy pipe and put into it, and it will. That's how I got it started to get this initial power. Okay, and so you can see all this. This looks kind of confusing because you got all these different things, right? It was to me anyway. So that's why I really never messed with XNET before. I went in and played around with it once, but it's just like I was saying, it's too complicated. I don't want to mess with it. I could do things with other things easier. But with all these mechanical crafters, we need to be able to filter each of the items so they go in, because it's not it is a recipe that has to be put in this exact way into the crafters, otherwise it won't craft. It'll fail. So it's not a shapeless, but it is a shaped crafting recipe. So if we go back up here, like I said, I've already done this first channel and I've set it up to energy. So if we look at the first channel, I'm got energy exiting or extracting and inserting into our controller. And like I said, the rest of these I've named all the connectors. And if you guys know this, I'm probably boring you, but if you don't, then maybe this might be a little interesting. Okay, so what I need to do next is get all these items, because unfortunately, like here we go into the extract, I can't just pull and put it in to the system like some systems allow us to do. So I've got channel 2 here set up, and it's items. And so what I'm going to do, that one's set up for insert, and we're going to extract out of the barrel, because what the plan is, I've already got it set up to out of a crafter, a refined storage crafter for this pattern. But you can look, it's got everything. It's going to come into this barrel, and so that's why I'm extracting out of the barrel, and then we'll run into the XNET system and distribute all the items. So give me a minute, and I'll come back and show you kind of what I'm doing with it. Okay. Okay, now that I'm back, I got all the items in here. Let's see if we can get it to work this way. So if we click on this one, like I said, it's the rotten flesh. So if we drag rotten flesh up here, yeah, that's working. Okay, awesome. And then we go to the next one. It's spider eye. So we go to insert. We have to create first. And I think all those other things are okay. So there's that. And then if you want to enable blacklist, you can see it toggles. So it's a whitelist right now, and that's what we want, it's a whitelist. So the next one, create, and it's an egg. So we're just going to go down through here and the short name nuggets on the next one. I have to click insert. If these was all the same, then we could just copy and paste them, but they're not. So, all right. So the next one is a raw pork chop. We want to keep on this one, create. And then we got raw beef. And you see this is kind of boring, but it's kind of interesting too in the same moment. So raw mutton. And if I hadn't labeled these, there's another way you could do this. If you like double click on this, and then it shows you the block that I'm looking at, okay? So then I could run around and look on this side, but you can see that would be a lot more time consuming to do it that way. So I'm just going to keep doing it here. See, raw mutton we got. Next is the cod. And next is salmon, which I should know this by now. Okay, tropical fish. These could be lined up differently, but how I placed the connectors on probably did help keeping them in some kind of order. So the puffer fish. Okay, the next one is a raw rabbit. I double clicked on that one. So create raw rabbit. And should have one for raw chicken. Did I not name that one? No, this is raw pork. Let's look at that again. Raw rabbit. It's raw beef. Okay, let me see here. Do we miss one somewhere? Okay, rotten flesh, spider eye. We need to look, and this one's supposed to be raw pork. If we looked at our recipe, that looks right, raw pork. I think we already done that one actually. So that could be right. So what we want to do is, since I already got the crafting recipe in the crafter, if we right click and we type in Cosmic Meatball and do Control Shift on that, say we want one, click on Start, and it tells us we need these items, and they should be coming in here. And we're missing the second item, which is raw beef. Okay. which that looks like it's what it put there. So let's look at our recipe again. So that should be raw chicken down at the end. Did we just get the, I think we just got the two mixed up. Okay, so that's, I mean, I got it mixed up. So this one should be raw chicken. Okay, and I got beef coming into it. So let's look back here and make sure I got it named right. Raw chicken, yeah. So it's not showing up. How about beef? Raw beef. Insert raw beef. Okay, so they only have one coming in, so maybe that's why it didn't come into the right place. So I need to find the chicken though. They are connected, right? Something looks weird on this one, okay? So it's not showing up for some reason. Probably because everything's turned off. So let's break that one. Let's go out and take let's take that out of the way for a second. Take that one out. That raw beef. It should be over here, so normally that would go into the right thing, except for this raw chicken didn't show up right. So, advanced blue connector. Place it back down. Still got a different thing, so but this should be raw chicken. I guess that's why it probably wasn't showing up. So if we go in and we look for one that's not on here, raw chicken. So insert, create, and then we grab our raw chicken. Now it should put it in there. Yes, okay, you've seen that. We didn't do that. So the other thing, I've got this turned off right now. So I'm gonna turn it on slow. Say go up to 32 just so we can check it. And then I'll turn it up to max here in a second. Got all the items in here, so it starts autocraft. I don't have to push a button or anything. We should get our first Cosmic Meatball out of this. Okay, so it worked. It's going into the ender chest, which I have it's a private ender chest, and it's going into our system. So if we look in our system now, we have 64 where we had 63 before. Okay, so now let's go and we'll craft a bunch more, but let's turn this up to 256. All I'm doing is holding shift down in my scroll wheel. I could use the create tool, and I decided to go ahead and go the easy way, just using these electric motors instead of trying to have more space and everything to make the native create stress machines. So I mean, the motor isn't create now, so if we just come over here again and do shift control, let's do a stack. Click on start. It's telling me we need 56 nuggets. I need to put a recipe in there for see, to turn the ingots into nuggets. Okay, so let's just grab a see, nugget. I wish it really wouldn't do that. Okay, so we want to grab a tritium nugget, and we want to go this way. Click into that. We'll add it to our list of new crafters. And while we're here, let's put all this junk in back into the system. And we'll jump back over to create. Now we should be able to do it. So if we click on here, go back into our Cosmic, and then I'm control shifting. Let's do a stack, click on start, and then we should see all these things pop in here. The only thing it's slow now is actually bringing it into the system. And I don't know if I have these all sped up or not. Okay, you can see it's already got all the items in here. So the slow thing is bringing it out, the XNET cables. I don't know if there's a way to speed that up, to be honest. If you guys know, let me know down in the comments. But we got all our items here to make the Cosmic Meatballs. They're all routed correctly. And so I say that's a success, a win for us. Okay guys, I figured out a faster way to do this. As everything in this pack, you just need to watch a flowing time. And I placed it back here. So I could probably even get a bunch more going. I just requested 2,000 of these. And they seem to be doing pretty good. And I don't see it lagging the server or anything right now. I don't feel any lag. So they should be done pretty soon. And then we'll be done with the Cosmic Meatballs. We just need to work on the ultimate stew. Just thought I'd let you guys see that, what I found out. If you know something else that makes it faster though, without basically accelerating it, let me know. And that's something, since I'm on a server, I could go ahead and say I want 1,000 of them and let it craft, you know, overnight when I'm not on the server. Yeah, the slowest thing is loading them into the system. Okay, basically I'm going to do the same thing over here to make more motors, because we're going to need to do a few more crafting items. I don't remember what all it was that we need to do, but I want to go over and show you what I've been working on also to make the Cosmic Stew. Okay, let's check this out. See if there's any monsters around. Because when we left off last time, we were working on the cutting boards. Pretty much got these all down here. They're working pretty good. 240,000 onions, 208,000 rice, and then we got cooked rice, 31,000. We could probably turn off a few of these. I don't know how much we're going to need, to be honest. I kind of wouldn't think we need any more rice or onions, but I don't know. So we'll leave those running for right now. Yeah, I was trying to clean up the inventory for things that I had in inventory to put over here in the food. So I was playing around with these cooking pots, and I've got just pumpkin slices coming down over here being made. Let's go back up, because I really haven't done anything with the cooking pots down here. I only got started with them, and I don't think we're going to probably go through any more of those. I'll show you how I've got them set up here. This is kind of my testing play area. So basically I got coming in here for cooked rice. I got an exporter that's exporting out the rice that we were making from cutting it here. So it's coming out of the system, which all these are tied into this storage functional controller here, which has external storage on it, so the refined storage system can see it. And there are certain ways things have to come in. So in these cooking pots, when you put things in that show up in this inventory here, they have to come through the top, okay? One thing special I got is a regulator here. Because I don't want ever more than 64 items. The system was getting caught up in putting two rices in here, one by side each other, because this was overflowing. And when it does that, it won't make the rice. You got to have bowls in it, so the bowls can come in on the sides and you can extract on the sides. So insert the foods and the bowls and extraction on the sides. So if that makes sense. And I've got a stack upgrade since I'm doing 64. The regulator actually allows you to change this. So if I right click, I can change it, but I don't want to change it. And just because I got a regulator saying 64 doesn't mean the system is going to bring it in to 64. So that's the reason I have the stack upgrade, so it will bring it in to 64. And I didn't put any speed upgrades because it looked like it was moving fast enough, you know. Plus I have let's watch a flying time over here. So that's kind of how I'm going to set up the rest of the bowls and recipes for the Cosmic Meatballs, or the Cosmic Stew, to be able to get it set up. Next episode, episode, we will go over, we should have all the items in the system, and I'll go ahead and show you guys kind of the crafting recipe for it. Because if we look at Cosmic Stew, I thought it was Cosmic Stew. No, it's Ultimate Stew. I keep calling it Cosmic Stew. But you can see we need all these food things. So I've got to make all these. Anything that already has an EMC, I've already got set up in the system. So it's not a big deal. If we look at it, you can kind of see I've got probably 40%, maybe 45% of the stuff. It's already ready. It shows it's not ready, but it is. Of course, source berries. So I'll get that stuff. We'll have it in these, anything that doesn't have EMC values, we'll go ahead and get them put into these storage drawers. Oh, well, this was kind of a fun episode for me, guys, learning something new. I always appreciate doing that. Hope you guys learned something. If you didn't and you stuck around to the end, I do appreciate that because of your support. And I'll see you guys on the next video. As always, if you want, leave a comment. Let me know what you like or what you don't like. Later.